I'm Cheryl Gordon and I'm a yoga therapist, and I'd like to share with you a series of videos that will really help, I hope, if you're feeling hip or knee pain, if you're waiting for knee surgery or hip surgery, or you've recently had surgery on one of those joints. These are movements from the world of yoga, informed by evidence-based scientific and medical suggestions for rehab. The first thing I'd like to start with, though, is pain management through breathing. There's a lot of discomfort, as you probably well know, in some joints, especially if you've had surgery. And before you can really begin to gain your old strength back, we have to manage some of that pain. So I'm going to be working on the floor here in my yoga studio, but you can easily do this on your bed, or if you're lucky enough to have a massage table at home. The only other thing you'll need is some sort of towel, tie, house coat belt, yoga strap. I'm using a TheraBand, but you'll need something to kind of make your arms magically longer. We'll just leave that off to the side for the moment. So the first thing I'd like to do is come to lie on my back. So obviously, if you have had surgery, this is best done on your bed. If transferring to and from the floor is no problem for you, then you could join me on the floor. It doesn't really matter. So what we would like to do is come down to lie on our backs with our knees bent, feet at a comfortable distance from the body. And just get comfortable. Our first job, if it's comfortable and it's accessible to you, is to place your hands somewhere on your torso. Just let them rest lightly. As best as we can, we're going to breathe in and out through the nose. And begin to breathe in just a conscious way, like you're thinking about breathing, but you're not forcing the breath or doing anything unusual with your breath at this point. You're simply breathing in and breathing out. The fact that your hands are resting on your torso might give you some kind of feedback. Look at that. My body slightly expands on the inhale and then correspondingly deflates slightly on the exhale. This is nothing you need to force. This is just something that would happen naturally as you were breathing. So as best as you can, focus your attention on these subtle movements in your body of the inhale and the exhale. That's all there is to it at this point, is simply an awareness. In much of our work together through this video series, it's going to be about listening to your body and developing communication with your body and understanding the sensations that you're experiencing as signals or communication from your body. So it's really about relationship building. So we're taking a pause. We're not doing any fancy stretches or exercises in this first rehab video. This is really about setting the proper foundation. So we're just feeling the inhale and feeling the exhale. Notice how it varies as you concentrate and follow the breath. Sometimes it's a little faster and sometimes it's a little slower. Sometimes the inhale is longer or sometimes the exhale is longer. Sometimes there's spaces when you're breathing. And all of that is interesting, and we can just stay with that for the moment. Let's take 2 more breaths. Just breathing. That's all you have to do. Now we could add a little bit of movement here, and all of this is always building and it's always optional. But this next movement is lifting up the arms and lowering the arms. Now there's a purpose to doing this. It's not just flinging your arms about. What I want to do is I want to try to connect breathing with what you're doing with your core. Because we want to develop over time a strong and confident core. And this is kind of our first step. So we can start with the arms resting by our sides. Go back to focusing on your breathing again. Again, a nice, easy rhythm that comes very naturally to you. When you're ready to inhale, slowly begin to lift the arms like they're helium balloons inflating.
And then when you're done inhaling, stop the movement and exhale, begin the movement to return your arms to your sides. So the breath is like a parenthesis around the movement. The inhale starts before you lift the arms. And there's still a bit of inhale as you're all the way back. The exhale starts before you return the arms. And there's still a tiny bit of the exhale left as the arms touch down at your sides. Let's do this for 2 more breaths. Noticing how quiet and calm and easy the back is. How relaxed the fronts of your hips are. And how your knees are just quiet. Nothing really going on there. So we're learning how to move and breathe the body without aggravating any pain. Let's rest now. Remember, this is a communication building exercise, so we're going real slow and we're listening a lot. The next movement is going to be a little bit lower in the torso, but we still want to keep this pain-free, soft, and easy, timed with the breath. So notice there's a little curve under your back. If you're on a mattress on your bed, it's soft probably, so it kind of fills that curve in a little bit. But there's a little bit of this kind of thing, a little bridge in your low back. We call this the lumbar spine. It's going to be a big focus right now. When you're ready to inhale, notice that curve. Notice the little bit of expansion throughout your torso. And as you exhale, roll your pelvis forward so the back kind of flattens to the floor. This is an easy movement. Inhale again. A little bit of opening of the body, little space between the low back and the floor or the mattress. And then as you exhale, roll back down, the belly sinks a little bit and the lower back makes contact. Let's do that for 2 more breaths, being very, very aware that the buttocks muscles are not clenching, that your thigh muscles are staying quiet and relaxed, and that this is just an easy, accessible movement, no real stress. That's really important for pain management. We want to make sure the body knows that we're not going to force it into anything that's going to cause pain. We really need to calm those signals. Let's rest for a second. Take a breath in and out. And then we can move on whenever you're ready. The nice thing about using videos at home is you can press pause whenever you need to. Go do something if you have to. Rest longer. You can pace this for you. The next movement is to take your towel, your tie, whatever you've got, and bring it around the thigh of the happier leg. So if you've had an operation on your right side, you might want to be like me and start on your left. Or if the left knee is the one that always is giving you a bit of feedback, you might want to start on the right. This is where we're starting. Relax shoulders, relax face. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, gently lift the knee and pull a bit with your arms. Try not to pull the knee any more than halfway to your body, so the hip angle is still 90 degrees. Inhale, foot touches down. Exhale, lift the leg a little bit, just gently pulling with your arms. So I'm not dragging the knee all the way into the chest. I'm not trying to do a big, deep stretch. I'm just waking up the hip and the knee muscles gently, making sure I don't aggravate any of my pain signals. That's why we're using the prop and not moving very much. After about 4 or 5 breaths, let's take a second to relax. You could stretch out that leg for a minute if it feels like it would be nice to do that. But before you start the other side, both knees are bent, feet on the floor. And again, strap or towel, whatever you're using, behind the thigh. Hold it loosely in your hands. No forcing. Can't stress that enough. Inhale here with the feet on the ground. Exhale, gently lift the leg, drawing it a little bit into halfway into your chest. So we don't want to pull the hip into full flexion, especially if you've had recent surgery. And you notice I'm moving pretty slow because I'm trying to stay really relaxed. Quick, aggressive movements aggravate the nervous system and can accelerate pain signals. So I'm being real chill here. and just really going slow and relaxing. After about 4 or 5 repetitions of that, once again rest. You may choose to stretch out the second leg for a second. Good. And the last thing we'll do in terms of movement is take your strap or your towel again and bring it once again around the thigh. I'm going to hold it a bit different this time though. So I'm starting again with the happier leg, and I'm holding the tie in the opposite hand to leg. So for me, the left leg is the one that's happier today, so I'm holding the tie in the right hand. I start out the same way with both feet on the ground. And then when I'm ready to inhale, I'm going to pull that knee away a bit, so I feel the pull of the strap or the towel, and then exhale, come back to center. Not a very big movement. Again, I want to stay really relaxed. The other leg is completely quiet. It's not moving. And my back is completely quiet. It's not moving either. I'm not twisting all the way over to the side where the knee is moving. After you've done about 4 or 5, let's just let it go. Performance pressure can create a lot of stress. So let's forget what we wanted to do, what we used to do, what other people can do, and just have a little bit of fun here, right now. All right, I'm switching the tie to the other leg. This might be your sore side, so it's perfectly natural if you have a different experience here. Again, feet start on the floor. I'm holding the tie in the opposite hand. As I inhale, leg drops out just a little bit, and exhale, come back together. Just a little bit, not a lot. Not trying to get the leg all the way to the floor or do a deep stretch. I'm just playing around with what kind of movement is available without aggravating any pain signals. Good. And after about 4 or 5 breaths, we'll just stop and rest. I would encourage you to take a little bit more time to rest, and you might notice my dog Natalie here. I don't want to disturb her, but what you could do is grab some of your pillows from your bed and just put them underneath the backs of your thighs. Stretch your legs out. It's going to mean that you don't have to straighten your knees all the way or aggravate any too much pulling on the hip joints, and you could rest for 5, 10, 15 minutes. It would allow all the hard work that you've put in this little bit of work, this little rehab session, to really sink in and reassure your brain and your nervous system that you're going to be very wise for the next week and just work with a pain-free range of motion. Thanks a lot. Please join me for the next video coming out next week, where we'll be progressing slightly in our rehab goals. In the meantime, if you want to know more information, my contact information is listed on the screen. Have a great day.